jumping on to do a different type of talk today, if you like. It's actually not a podcast, and it's just for you guys on the YouTube channel because a lot of you who have followed me recently have reached out to me privately and also in the comments section. First of all, I want to thank every single one of you that have followed me recently, that have followed the channel actually, not just me, just follow the channel. I just happen to be the speaker, if you like, in this subject matter. And I want to actually thank you for sharing your stories with me, sharing your stories of your trials, your anxieties, the suffering you've gone through in losing a loved one. It's not easy, and as I've said many times, you can't heal from grief. It's not something you heal from, and it's not something that you recover from. It's not a drug. It's not a disease. It's a part of life. It's a part that we integrate, and we recognize that it can be our greatest teacher or our greatest nemesis. But I want to particularly thank everybody on this channel. I see you all really as family, and for those of you who have shared your stories, and for those of you that I haven't actually got to yet, I will respond to everybody. But for those of you who have shared your stories, I am so eternally grateful, and I loved reading your stories. I loved that you felt safe, that you could open up. And for those of you who wanted to reach out to me privately, either from emailing me through my website or through connecting with me on Instagram, thank you. I really have enjoyed reading your stories, listening to you, and connecting with you, and giving you some guidance whenever I can. And that kind of leads me on to some of you have already joined my private community, which I have a private community. It is gated, you just can't join it. But it's free. We get together, we've got classes in there. We help each other, we support each other. It's a grief journey community, if you like, Pillars of Grief Journey, named after the podcast. And if you want to come and join it, you're more than welcome, and you'll be given a warm welcome in there. The reason we've gated it and you have to fill in an application form, which is linked below from my website, is so that we just don't have anybody coming in there, because there's so many people in there, mediums, psychics, and healers, and they all want to save you, or they all want to offer you readings and advice and everything else. And that's not what the community is for. The community is for support, it's for learning, it's for education, it's for being able to open up in a safe place and you can ask questions. That's where I can be found a lot. I'm not so much on social media these days. But, again, allow me to thank every single one of you who have connected with me recently, who have followed the channel recently, who have shared your amazing stories. I know it's not easy to share those stories, especially privately as well. So I'm very honored that you find me trustworthy enough to do that. And of course, I'm happy to give as much knowledge and wisdom as I possibly can, or what little knowledge and wisdom as I have. As you know, if you've listened to the podcast and watched my videos, I have a great deal of experience in this. And, I still deal with in my own family at the moment. We've got people that are coming towards, the end of their days. And it's a hard thing. You can't be there. And, there's a lot. We all have to cross over at some point. There's a time to live and there's a time to die. There's a time to be born and a time to die. But we want to make it as comfortable and as easy as possible. I don't like anything about anybody suffering, especially those who are going through grief. And to understand that life continues after the death of the physical body is phenomenal. It's amazing. It gives you so much comfort. And there's so many great stories that I've heard, and so many that I share of my own in our community as well. So you'll be more than welcome to join. Again, this is just a very quick video, ladies and gentlemen, to thank you so much for sharing your favorite songs, for sharing your signs of your loved ones coming through to you. And for those of you who haven't had any signs, then just know that you will. When you learn and you get educated and you start to feel safer, to break down those barriers a little bit more, you'll start to recognize those subtle signs, those subtle nuances from the other side. and it will help and bring you a great deal of comfort. For those of you who have shared your favorite songs that have maybe caused some triggers and caused you to be emotional, then we have to learn to make those triggers positive and not negative. And for those of you who didn't believe in an afterlife and now do, it's amazing. I've got some great guests that are going to be coming up on the podcast, so make sure that you tune in for that when that's released. And feel free to ask me any questions at all. I'm happy to support you and happy to help you. So you're more than welcome to come and connect with me in the group. Certainly just fill in that form. The link will be below. But again, if you don't want to, that's fine. For all of you who have responded on the channel and I haven't got back to you, I will. And for those of you who have shared your stories with me, just know that sharing your stories means a lot to me, and it probably has helped someone else as well. So thank you so much for that. Have a wonderful day, guys. And if you've got any questions, then just get in touch. God bless.